do, then that's what I have to do. I don't really know.
And
But
your family isn't willing to help you at all to come home. Have you told them
no.
what's happened to you and they just don't care to bring you to safety?
Yeah, they've seen my TikToks. Someone sent them my TikToks and they're like, this is fucking disgusting. Like, you're fucking disgusting. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, sorry.
Well, it's a lot of women in the comments that saying that they will help and they'll make a solidified place so that the money is not like scammed or messed up and can get you home if that's something that you're willing to do. So you don't have to go through all that extra. They'll help you, get somewhere so that you can go home.
And it's crazy too because in Las Vegas, when I was talking to like the detectives and the police officers and everything, they told me that they would help me get home. And so now I'm like, I've been texting them every single day and they're just not responding to me. Like,
Do you
what the?
have the little packet from when it happened? Because it's like in Vegas, I don't know if it's the same here as Arizona, but they give you the little gray packet with your case number and the police who took your report and stuff. If you go to like the fourth page, fifth page in there, it's something called like it's a victim advocacy person. They will help you get home, and they'll
No,
help you
I've
get
been
home for
texting the
free.
advocate. I've had been texting the advocate and she's not doing anything either. She's not even answering my text.
So then, if I, you could look up like the victim advocate, you could look up what like institution or what like governmental like institution they're with, and I would call them, call people above the victim advocate,
Yep,
complain because the victim advocate is paid to help you, and if she's not helping you or if they're not helping you, they're not doing their job.
yep.
Like there's always someone that you could call above them so that way something can be done because staying there in Eureka, I don't think that's the best solution for you. I
Mm-mm.
think going back home is the best solution for you, even if it's uncomfortable and even if your family's mad at you, they're going to be a lot happier that you're alive and with them versus being
Yeah.
in Eureka and God forbid something happens to you because you don't want to be affiliated with people like Wire
Maddie,
Perry anymore. You don't.
Maddie,
Yeah.
didn't you just say that there's like another guy that's like trying to keep you from leaving?
Yeah, but I'm not with him right now, but he does live here in Eureka and
Is he like
Jeffy.
involved in all this or
No, he's not involved in anything. He's just another crazy that came into my life. Like, literally,
right?
I can't escape the fucking crazies.
No. I'm just getting clarification to make sure you're safe.
Yeah.
I'm not like trying to
He
pressure
just
you
lives
with
here in
anything.
Eureka and he's just this random guy. And when I was telling him how, like, traumatized I was, he whips out his fucking willy in front of my face. And I'm like, okay, bro, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm traumatized already. I was like, I've had enough of that. This whole 2-3 weeks, I've had enough of that shit. And he didn't give a fuck. And he, like, made me do weird shit. So, yeah.
And he knows where you're at. Like he could just come get you like right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not safe there, Matt. You need to go back home, love.
Yeah. I know, I've been knowing it's fucking crazy. Like, this whole thing is insane.
And I'm sorry that Metron played you and kept your money. And I could understand your thought process to a degree about how you thought you were essentially thought you were gonna like flip the money. You thought that the 2,200 would turn into something more.
I was also intoxicated, so that was my fault.
Can I ask why didn't you leave before if you needed a flight? Like since you had the money to send Metron, what made you not get a flight prior to that?
Because I had a hope that I was able to get my dog still, and so I kept calling the cops over in LA where they have my dog, and they told me I actually can't get my dog unless they want to civilly hand over my dog, which makes no sense. And they don't want to civilly hand over my dog, so I can't get my dog. So that's why I like waited here, and my next flight was to LA. But then I had to cancel that flight because everyone was telling me not to go to LA, don't go back there, because I wouldn't have had anyone there. Like, I don't know anybody there. So
Wait,
everyone
so
was
where
telling
Not
me
go
not
back
to
to
go.
LA.
so where's the dog at? At the clap house? Where's the dog at?
My dog is with Pilly's parents.
Do not go back to LA.
Yeah, that's what everyone was telling me, so
Yeah,
I kind
and
of didn't.
unfortunately, I know you love your dog because I love mine. My dog is my life. For leaving him, I would say get him back the legal route, but don't go over there yourself trying to get your dog back because it's not going to turn out in a good way.
And I can't get it back the legal way because for me to be able to do that, I would have to be in LA. That's what the
Right.
cops were
So
telling
so
me.
what happens is, so like I'm going through not something similar to you because I don't ever want to compare, but I'm going through it with somebody something a little bit similar where I'm trying to get my money back from losses recuperated. So the victim's advocate told me that at the end of it, once the prosecution is done and settled, they're going to issue me a check for what's lost. So even like if I was to have a dog with that person, they would return my animal and said, but me and the person never shared an animal. So that's why I'm saying, like, you really do, if you have the paperwork, need to get in touch with whoever's your victim's advocate. And if you can't, they always have a boss. Like, they have somebody that they work for. So you can contact them. You can contact the DA. You can contact it's not the sergeant, it's whoever's above them, like the one who runs the actual police station. You can contact them. It's a lot of people that you can go above whoever's supposed to be helping your head, and they hate that, so they make them get on it immediately.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's the
the
crazy
chief.
part. I don't have any paperwork for the dog because I had literally just gotten the dog 2 days before he took me um to Vegas, and so that's why 2 days before Vegas, he's like, "Okay, well, we're going on a trip, so we're leaving the dogs with my parents," and so I didn't have any paperwork for it because I paid it in full cash, and it didn't have any of its shots or anything, and it's like a puppy, like a brand new dog, and it was just a baby. It hadn't gotten any paperwork yet. Like we just hadn't gotten to that yet, so that's where it's hard because I don't even have like proof necessarily that I bought it. Besides my messages with Jonathan Pilly or whatever, I
Yeah.
have my messages with him. He's saying like, "Oh, are you gonna pay your dog's vet bills?" And then me sending him money for the vet bills, and that's the only proof that I have that it's my dog. But the cops keep telling me that that's not enough and that I have to have its paperwork. But I think they did its paperwork while I was in Vegas.
Oh wow.
So how did the parents end up with the dog?
Jonathan brought it to their house before
Maddie,
we left.
Maddie,
Yeah.
I know you mentioned that things aren't good with your family, like they're blaming you and stuff. Is it like a good idea for you to go back there, or
They're telling me when I come back that I literally just have to get my stuff and leave. So, I mean, it's a good
so
idea for me
like
to go back because I need all my stuff, but I don't know where I would go after
that's
that.
what I'm saying? Where are you gonna go? I'm trying to like figure this out because you're young
Yeah,
and you
I
have
don't
a
even
bunch of
know.
adults who have been through some shit. Nova is a really good person that can help you with like no contact and stuff like she knows the system on that stuff because she's dealt with it and knows her shit. Trust me. And then just Phoenix and Jay Shell just are just educated women. Like so, I am trying to help navigate it to where it's the safest situation and also makes the most sense. I would think that, and I I don't know what you have at your parents or whoever your family is, but if they're just saying come get your stuff and you have to leave, but you don't have anywhere to go, maybe right now is not the right time to go there, and we figure out a safe space for you to go, and then we can maybe figure out getting your stuff later. Or is that
Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to figure out things like I don't know. I just want to move. I don't want to even live in Utah anymore, like especially with how my parents are treating me. So I honestly just need to get a fucking job and start saving up my money. Like that's the best thing I can do.
yeah? Because like here's the thing, like I don't I wouldn't mind paying for your plane ticket. Like I mean I've already offered that. But I don't want you to get there and then have nowhere to go, and you're just
Yeah, same. That's why I kind of been
like, are
holding
you
it
being
off.
asked to leave the place you're at now?
No,
That
that's no, but um my friend that lives in this house now, she's getting evicted. So
Dang.
me and her, yeah, me and her have to be out of here anyways within the next few days. So,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Y'all just running into
her
it.
and
Maddie,
her roommate got in a
you
fight.
better write a book. When you get past all this, please write a book. Please.
Okay.
Oh, I hate writing. I could never.
It's just getting more and more and more. Jesus
I
Christ.
know, it, like, literally never ends, like, even not even with Jonathan's situation, like, it just goes past that, like, it's
So
crazy.
then where are y'all gonna go when she gets evicted?
With one of her friends, I guess she wants to move in with him, and so he lives in this same town, and he's letting her be his roommate, so I have to go help her move into that house, but
And then where do you go?
I guess I'm gonna be with her for a little while. She doesn't care, but it's just like I do miss being home and I do miss having all my clothes. Like I only have the clothes that I had in my suitcase from this whole situation. So it's like I've been having to wash the same clothes and wear the same clothes over and over again and not having my own bed. Oh my god, that's been driving me crazy.
That's why I say, Maddie, I know it may right now feel like your parent, because trust me, my mom and them was pissed. Mine happened on Thanksgiving, and he was sending them all kind of my cat all over town to like my family and shit for Thanksgiving. And they was pissed with me because, families don't want you to make those type of bad decisions.
Yeah.
But when I actually went there, like, it was embracement, because at the time it sounds so bad in some families, especially you said you from Utah, so I'm sure like they're conservative and they probably judge and like, damn, we taught you better than this, we want you to not follow, and do this type of stuff. If you get home, are you like, do you not think you could have a conversation with them to the point where they could quite understand, like, what happened and stuff? Because sometimes hearing it on public from hearing it from you is a lot different.
Hey Maddie,
Well,
when do y'all have to be? When does your friend have to be out of that house?
in like 5 days.
Okay. So if I came up with like if I offered to, instead of, here's my thing is like I don't want to pay for a plane ticket for you to go there and then be kicked out onto the streets with
Yeah.
no one, right?
That's kind
Like,
of why I've been holding it off too, yeah.
right. So I would personally feel more comfortable and I would offer to, if you and your friend are going to need somewhere to stay anyway, that way you're with someone that you know and you feel comfortable around, putting you on a hotel.
There's literally no hotels around here. Well,
Well,
there
I mean,
is
but we
the
could get you somewhere where there are hotels, is what I'm saying. You're in California.
yeah,
There's
it's like
hotels.
this very small town in California. There's like 300 people in this town. The airport is so small. They only have one airplane at the whole airport.
Yeah.
It's a
I
very
mean, I could, but
small
I'm saying
town.
we could get you out of there. But there, I just don't know that it is smart for you to go to Utah if you're saying your family told you to come get your stuff and get out. Because then what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? You're gonna need another plane ticket, but you'll have all your stuff. Where you see what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to rationally think like your stuff is the least important right now for me anyway. Sorry if that offends you, but your
No, yeah.
safety and well-being is the most important to me. Do you have a car in Utah? Is that,
Yeah, I do.
are they letting you have it?
I mean, yeah, it's my car, but it needs fixed. So, I mean, it's not drivable right now. But that's,
Damn.
yeah,
Right.
I have so many issues.
Maddie girl, we got to get you together, boo. Woo.
I
Well,
know.
the important thing is that you, though, in all this, know that none of this is your fault. Like, you didn't cause this. You didn't, like, what they did to you is not your fault. Your family's reaction is not your fault. And these are just circumstances and cards that you're being dealt. That'll, you'll, later in life, I promise you, you'll look back and you'll have to deal with the trauma from it, but you'll also be appreciative of it because going through stuff like this at such a young age, I can't really imagine, but I kind of can, will make you a strong woman. So,
I'm kind of thinking that I need to be in Vegas, which kind of sounds stupid to go back there, but
wait, what?
I'm feeling like I need to be in Vegas because especially with like the testifying and everything, I'm going to have to be there anyways in a
Yeah.
short amount of time, and that's where the advocate is, that's where the detective is, like that's where everyone that is on the case is.
Yeah.
So when I called the cops here in Eureka, they don't really even know what's going on because like they really just don't know what's going on. I guess they don't share database and stuff
Yeah,
with
I was
this whole
gonna say
thing.
they are supposed to pay for that. If they're subpoenaing, like having you testify, they are. we're gonna figure that out, but that stuff isn't important right now as far as testifying because they haven't even sent you like a anything, right? They haven't sent you contacted you in any form, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've just
going back to
contacted
Vegas
them and
and
they
just
haven't
being
really
there is
answered.
not a good idea, just for your safety, just in general. Like not even because of, I mean, because of what happened, but I mean, Vegas is like one of the number one places for trafficking in general, and
I
you're,
know, yeah.
yeah, Creekville, and you're gonna be you're by yourself. Where would you go in Vegas?
Well, this might sound bad, but so I don't know if you've heard, but all the meets that I had to do from Jonathan and Savannah, I
Uh-huh.
had to like meet up with multiple different guys, and especially in Vegas, they had me meet with like 9 to 10 different guys every day. And so
Damn.
whenever, yeah, and I had to have sex with them. It was crazy. But when I felt like one of these people were like normal, okay, so basically it was never me texting them to meet up on my phone number. It was always them texting off their phone off of a Google Voice number. So whenever I met these guys in real life, if they seemed like the least bit normal, because you can't, it's hard to find normal people. So when I found someone like the least bit normal, I would ask for their phone number, and I like would get in contact with them my own way if I felt like they were normal. So when me and Jasmine got kicked out of the hotel, because the hotel just kicked us out, like they literally trespassed us, kicked us out, and as they're kicking us out, I asked for the detective's number, the advocate's number, and they said no, you have to go. I even asked for my security deposit back, and they said no, you have to go. So I'm like, what the fuck? Because I had to pay for the hotel because
Yeah, if
Philly's
they
too
think that
broke.
you involved in any kind of tooting, they usually don't give no money back.
Yeah, they just kind of kicked us out and kicked us to the curb. And so after that, we really didn't have anywhere to go. So I texted one of the guys from the meets, and he let us stay at his house. He's like a normal guy, like 31 years old, and he's pretty normal if I'm being honest. He lives in a really nice little apartment, and he let us stay at his house for those 2 days, and he also got both of our flights to Eureka. So for free, like he didn't charge us anything. He didn't make us do anything with him. Like this guy was actually like honestly saved my life on that end part of that trip, because I don't know how else I would have gotten out of Vegas if it weren't for him. But
Baby, if they paying for cat, they always want something. Don't let it fool you. They always want you to do something. And they might be nice at first, but that next time you go back, they gonna be expecting something because they gonna say, I've helped you thus far, baby, you gonna have to give up that cat.
really, I honestly, yeah, I really don't even know what to believe, what to expect. I don't know anything. I just always trust the wrong people.
Yeah, at this point, you that's why I say you got to get somewhere and get situated because one bad decision can quickly lead to another bad decision and another bad decision. You need to find like what it is you want to do, how you want to get grounded. I do agree that at some point you need to go to Vegas, but if this is fresh and that's where all the people is, I don't suggest going there because if you know the two wire line, it is very small, and if they know that you back over there, they're gonna try to fuck you up. So I would not suggest going back there. Like I said, my best advice to you, I know that you saying it may not work out, but would be to go home. Because even though your parents and family members, I don't know who it is, even though they be mad at you, they still will not want no harm done to you. And they might be saying it now because they upset. And again, some of the decisions we make might embarrass our family members. But I don't know. I don't think they would just throw you out like that, knowing that you're in a dangerous situation like this.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Okay, well, you still have time at where you're at, and you're safe there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna make some calls. I'm gonna get off of here in a minute. I'm gonna make calls. I have we can DM, um, and I'll let you know what I think is like a good option. I mean, it's gonna be up to you what you want to do, but I I am gonna give you the best advice.
Wait, and Maddie, and you told Matron all this, right? Like he knows that this all happened to you.
Yeah.
And what did he say? Like when you told him your story?
um Pay me $3,000. That's what he told
Oh,
me.
he a op nigga. What?
Yeah, and I was actually really bawling my
Maddie,
eyes
can I
out on
ask
the
you why
phone with
you
him
went to
too.
Michonne? Like,
I didn't. I honestly didn't even know who Michonne was, if I'm being honest.
A
I
lot of
don't
people don't.
I don't want to blame Jeppy.
Shelby.
I don't want to blame Jeppy, but Jeppy, my OF manager as of right now, after Jonathan and Savannah, he recommended that I go on there and do that with Michonne, and so I
Money.
was like, okay,
Oh God.
whatever. And I was super intoxicated, so I was like, yeah, whatever, like let's do this. And yeah, basically, I didn't even know who Michonne was. I also told that to Michonne on the phone. I was like, "Who are you? I don't even know who you are. Why do I have to pay you all this money?"
Okay.
And I think it hurt his feelings a little bit.
Maddie, that okay. Oh, you got a lot going on. My heart hurts for you because I've worked with sex trafficking victims. I work with at-risk youth, and I know you're 18, but you're still a teenager and you're young. You're a baby. I work with at-risk youth, and you are literally the type of people that I work with. It hurts me how so many people have taken advantage of you. That's not a manager. If that was a manager, he's not going to set you up for you to pay all this money for you to have an interview with someone on TikTok Live. That's not a
I know
manager.
that was never my idea. I never had
Especially
that
a loser
idea.
nigga.
I
He
mean,
would
at
never do that.
like, if anything, you should have been the one getting paid.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or like
I
I said,
mean,
he would have
no,
hooked you up with
no,
somebody like Phoenix or somebody that's
And
out
then
there
why
doing that
yeah,
22?
you
too.
Why
should.
so
All
why
right,
thousands of dollars? Like if anything, Jeffy was working with Michonne
tell I already
and he
reached.
probably got a cut of what Michonne got.
Yep.
I don't think
And
so, cause him and Michonne are like heavily beefing, and
Nobody's
Michonne
to
Yeah,
has
ever,
him
why would he
blocked.
tell
babe.
you to
You're
go
gonna
to
over
learn
there?
this down the
you,
road.
to
Um,
you. That's what they look like to
nobody's.
you.
It's all a show, babe. This is all fake.
Everything's a skit.
Yeah,
Everything is a skit.
they
They
are all
profit.
putting on one show,
They
but they are all. They're like pigs. They all roll around in the mud together. I promise you.
look because what has Jeppy done for you? Like what positive has Jeppy brought to your life? What productiveness has he brought? He's your OF manager. What revenue
Oh,
has he brought you?
Madison, I didn't mean to do that, but you can come over.
He's actually brought me money on my OF. I mean, I don't do anything on my OF, and I haven't paid Jeppy personally yet
He's
because he said
screaming. Not
all the
what grown man
money.
calls himself
I've
Jeffy.
made like $800 on my OF that's
I
not
have to
able to
pee,
be
y'all.
transferred yet. So it's not able to be transferred to my like withdrawal yet because it has to be within like 8 days. Everything gets whatever. I don't know. It's this huge thing, but basically Jeppy has been helping me make money on there, and he said all the money I make up until I make the amount of money that Machone scammed me out of. He said that I don't have to start paying him until I start making that money back. So
Oh,
No, if
he
he was a real
scammed you.
manager, he
Him
would
and
no.
Michonne, I'm
If
gonna tell
no,
you
they're
now.
working together.
Him and
If
Michonne scammed you half of whatever money. That's how come Michonne can't give you the money back because they worked together. I wouldn't trust them. That is just a one-on-one scam.
a
Especially and they said
manager
they beefing. Hell no.
a manager is going to make sure that legally that you're going to get your money back. He would encourage you to get a lawyer. He would be like, "Hey, let me find a lawyer so that way we can start litigation because that's small claims court territory right there. You paid for a service, Metron did not give it to you. So the
Yep.
fact that he's saying, "Oh, we'll just make the money back," no,
That's because
yeah,
he already got
no.
his money.
right. I was definitely mad at Jeppy for a while. I mean I still am mad at him for fucking making me do that, especially with him knowing how intoxicated I was and knowing that I would just do it because I was so like gullible. I don't know. I've been mad at him for it, but me and him have been talking every day. And I don't think he's working with
How
Michelle
old is he? How old is he?
in his 20s, like early 20s. Like maybe he's 3 years older than me, so 18, 19. Oh, he's exactly 20, I guess.
Oh yeah, he's stupid.
Yeah, he's.
We you can't be so trusting, Maddie. I'm not blaming you for anything at all, but you can't be so trusting. You can't take people's word for it just because they've been nice. Because people lie and people manipulate and people are actors. And they
Yes.
will do and they will act so that way they can get whatever they need from you. Jeffy acted, or GP, whatever this person's name is, whatever their alias is, they acted to get you to believe that they're a credible person just for them to steal money from you. An 18-year-old girl that didn't know any better. They thought you were easy prey. This is not someone that's nice to you. This is not your friend. It doesn't matter if he's cool with you now or if he's been nice now. I promise you, he's going to do everything he can to ruin your life, and they've already started.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yeah.
not trust these people. Do not, do not, do not. I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart because you are in such an unsafe situation. The place that you're in right now, is it really Jasmine's or is it someone else's and you and Jasmine are just there?
It's Jasmine and her roommates, and her roommate's a girl. So yeah, it's Jasmine's.
Do they be doing OF and stuff too?
Only Jasmine, yeah. It's not her roommate. That's kind of how we got ourselves in this whole trafficking situation because Jonathan told us that he was flying us out for OF and then ended up trafficking us. Or tried to.
Did you know who he was before he reached out to you?
No,
So yeah, like just
I'm
we
just
just have to
gullible.
be, and I mean you're 18 and we all learn at different paces and you're learning now and I'm sorry that it's taking all this for you to learn. But when you get past this, you're gonna be the strongest bitch out there. That's why I say you need to write a book because it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse.
I
But when you
know.
get past this, your journey is going to be something that you're so proud of when you overcome it. But we need to make better decisions. We cannot be trusting any person ever. Don't trust a soul
With your safety.
I know.
and
That's
your
what I've been
livelihood and
learning.
your womanhood and your money, especially your money. Don't trust a soul. Do they have access to your bank accounts?
Um, Actually, Machone did, but because
No. Why?
when I was super drunk that day, I couldn't figure out how to PayPal him, so I had to share my screen, and he was taking screenshots of like my bank information and shit. So
Maddie.
Go
yeah,
on your PayPal and request a new number and all of that because you can do that right from your phone.
yeah, and I my bank account's already closed. I got it closed today, and they're sending me a new card within 7 to 10 days. So,
Does anyone have your social security number?
Jonathan Pilly.
Oh, girl.
Oh, well, you can give me your social. I love a scam. Sorry, I just got back with pizza.
So I would start for that. Like again, it's allegations. I'm a scammer. I'm not denying or contributing, but I would go on like Experian and on Karma Credit, all of that things, and start watching your, watching your credit because I bet you 9 times out of 10, your social is going to start hitting for numerous things. It's
I
going to
also
start
don't
hitting for
have
loans and
credit.
stuff because you're not no longer contributing to that little household situation with the tubes. They're gonna start hitting for those, like those 500 scams, those 500 loans, those pay as you go loans, all of that stuff. Go in there and freeze it, go on there, all that. Like it's messed up as it is. You're gonna have to now start from pretty much scratch, and you only a baby. You're not a baby, you grown, but you still, young, and you're gonna have to start from scratch.
The thing is, I don't even have credit yet. I don't even own a credit card, so I've
And
never
that's
even
why it would be
applied for
easy for
one.
them to go on there and do personal loans. So with your social, they can do personal loans. They can get first stop credit cards, which they'll just take the money off and leave you in a negative. They can also go get debit cards. They can do this thing where they do the 20K and then they do it as like it's a lot of let me tell you, there's a lot of different stuff. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. But it's a lot of stuff. So before that even happens, I would get on it and freeze that. I would start making sure that you're watching your stuff because now that you are gone in situations like this, when you have been, trafficked and stuff and they have your information, that's why they ask for it because as soon as you go home, they're going to get their money back and recoup their money back. They're not just gonna let you leave, even if the P go to jail. He still got, hoes out there that's doing the work behind the scenes. They're gonna make sure they get their money's worth from you being there. And with you never having had no apartments, no nothing in your name, oh baby, they're gonna run your credit through the dirt. That I can promise you. They're going to run your dirt because they feel like that it was a loss for them. So anything with you and Jasmine now is nothing but profit. And they're going to do that.
And they
Yeah,
could also be upset with you because in their mind you snitching.
Yep.
So they could like get upset with you and retaliate.
yeah, I know that's what I've
Like
been worried about. But
that's
actually, a scary story that I haven't actually told anyone is, or except like my family and Jasmine. But um, basically, my first night at Jasmine's, some guy, or actually the first night that Jonathan was bailed out of jail, some guy started like, we noticed out her window a guy holding a knife staring up at her window, and so we, like, got scared and we ran downstairs to lock her door, and we called the cops, and he starts banging on her door with the knife, like, literally just banging on her door. It was crazy, it was actually insane. And so we called the cops, and he was dressed in all black. We couldn't even see, like, what race he was or anything. He had all black on, he had, like, a mask on with, like, a fucking knife in his hand. And so we called the cops, and when the cops got there, this was all in Eureka, by the way, and when the cops got there, he wasn't there anymore. He was gone.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah, so a lot of shit has been going on, like, I don't even know where to even start with, like, lawyers and stuff, like, I don't even know.
Well, you could start with legal aid. Legal aid is where you could get a free lawyer. I don't know which state you would get in it. I guess since the case is out of Vegas, I guess Vegas. I mean Nevada. I don't know which state you would apply for legal aid in, but you could apply for legal aid and have a free consultation with a lawyer. Especially since the case is an open case, I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't see why they wouldn't assist you with finding representation. But legal aid could be the first place to start because it's free. It's a free resource. There's a lot of free resources. Even if you have to go to a domestic violence shelter, just something.
So she would have
Because
to go for that, Jisha. She got to go back to Vegas then, because they're not gonna help her while
Okay.
she's in
Yeah,
Cali
that's what
with a
I've
case
been
in Vegas.
calling.
She got to go back to Vegas and do all of that stuff there.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, and that's what
well,
I've had to learn the hard way is that everything all happened in different states. So by me going back to Utah or even me being here in Eureka, like no one can really technically help me because it would have to be in Vegas where I get someone to help me because they don't really even know what's going on.
would you be willing to stay at a domestic violence shelter?
I don't know. The first night I was here in Eureka, I called and actually I called like the domestic violence shelter and the cops came and they were like, "Trust me, Maddie, you don't want to be there. You don't want to go there. We're not taking you there because you don't want to be there." And I was like, "What the
A
heck?"
cop, the cops told you you don't want to be at a domestic violence shelter, Maddie.
Yeah, seriously, that's what they told me. Like I was asking them to take me there and they told me I just
Oh,
need to
not
go to
my phone's on
bed.
3%.
They were like, "You're in a safe place tonight. Just go to bed. Like, why are you worrying about this? Just go to bed. You don't want to be there." And I was like, "What the heck?" Okay.
So, but okay, so the cops told you not to stay at the shelter, but I feel like that's the best option for you, honestly. So, like, would you either way, would you be willing to do so? I don't understand why the cops will tell you that the domestic violence shelter is not where you want to be at when you're currently a victim in a case, in an
They
open
made it
case.
sound like it was a very scary place. Like I don't
It
know. They made
is.
it.
I mean, it is, and nobody's really gonna tell you that because everybody makes it seem like government help is just so great. It is scary. It's
Yeah.
very fucking scary. You in a place with hella women who have been victimized. The peas
Oh,
is knowing where these
they said I
places
don't
is.
have
They
permission.
coming. It is very scary.
Yeah.
How did Wire Pulley get arrested? Like, did someone call the cops on him? Because
Um.
like, are they upset with you and Jasmine for
He's
leaving?
definitely he's definitely upset with me, the wire pilly. But basically how he got caught was I was in Vegas with him and it was like 4 in the morning. I knew that he was sleeping, so me and Jasmine went out of the hotel room, our hotel room, because me and Jasmine had our own separate one and him and his girlfriend had their own. So I left the hotel room. We were pretty intoxicated and we went to just go walk around and so we went to like the bar and at the bar the cops were like, "Let me see your ID," because I'm not 21. So I showed them my ID and they're like, "You can't be here." And I was like, "Okay." And they were like, "What's wrong? You look distressed or whatever." And so as soon as they asked me what was wrong, I literally just like started
Phoenix,
crying.
if
Like
you don't stop.
it was like
Sorry.
the fucking alcohol was my truth serum. Like I literally just started bawling my eyes out and I was like, "I think I'm being sex trafficked." And so they took me into a interrogation for like 12 hours. So yeah, that's how they got caught by me
Oh
by
yeah, they want to
accident.
fuck you up. Then if you was the snitch, that I say don't go back to Vegas until you got somewhere safe to stay.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, y'all, I'm
So
a
that
little
night,
harsh, but
nah, Nova keeping it
I
real
know
though.
these situations, so I'm so sorry. If
Nova
it
keeping it
sounds a
real
little bit
though.
harsh, Maddie, I don't want to be harsh with you, but I'm just a realist. Like, I'm gonna tell you what it is from jump, like not playing in your face or nothing like that.
No, yeah, I don't think you're being harsh.
Yeah, no, because it is harsh. The situation, I'm not even gonna fold you. The situation that you are in is dire. Like your safety,
Yeah,
I get it. It is, you are in a really bad situation. And if somebody is playing in your face telling you that it is safe for you right now and it is okay, it's not. You are in a very dangerous situation. So the best thing that you can do, like I said, you need to get grounded. You need to get you somewhere that you and Jasmine is gonna stay. In my opinion, I don't even think that you should stay with Jasmine. I honestly don't,
yeah, I don't
because you
either.
never know. Like I said, when it's women who are, and I don't even want to say programmed, but when you've been assaulted, and especially in a situation like yours, where you built a bond with the person, whether whatever happened, I don't know your story, but it's tremendous that even the women that they don't know either. So the first kind of thought is that you may go back to that person, and especially with you being the one who told and she didn't, she might still want to speak to them, and you guys are not in the best situation.
Well, she doesn't. She definitely doesn't want to still speak to him, but he has a no contact order, and as soon as he got out of jail, he already contacted both of us.
Exactly.
Did you
So
call
he
the
Yeah.
don't
cops?
do that.
Because he should have got arrested for
We
or
did.
like.
We did call the cops, and they were like, "Well, since that happened in Vegas, there's nothing we can do about that." I'm like, "What the hell?"
So did you call the cops in Vegas? Well, you can call the cops in Vegas. Like at this point, you just need a paper trail because
Yep.
if he's gonna violate that, then you need to have that documented to ensure that he gets sentenced to the highest degree, or so that he gets arrested before or gets his bond revoked because he's
Yeah.
violating his bond by contacting y'all.
Yeah, and the thing he said, it was on Instagram. He was like, "Yo, I'm out, guys, call me." And so I don't think he's like mad at us. I think he was expecting us to like help him and like defend him, but we never called him. We
So
left him
So,
on
Maddie, let me
red.
tell you what, and you could take my word for it. You can. Let me tell you what's gonna happen, Maddie. I know why you did it. I understand why you did it. You could come back. You can drop the charges, and it's all gonna be good and dandy. Do you know what's gonna happen when you get there? You're going to get fucked up. You are going to get put in a room because now they cannot trust you. So now you're gonna get put in a room because now they're gonna isolate you and they're gonna break you. That means that little 9 or 10 that you thought you was doing today, baby, it's going to double in that, because they say now you need to learn your place. So now they're going to be even 10 times worse. But now it's not even going to be a situation where you can speak to anybody, to the Johns or nothing, because now they know they can't trust you. So they're going to watch you like a hawk. Like I
They're gonna
said,
take
that
your phone
nice,
away.
you know what I mean? You just told on them and they went to jail. You just exposed them. So to think that nice actor, that haha, we're cool, nothing about what you did is cool. No,
Yeah.
it's not. What you did is you betrayed the game, and people in the game do not take lightly to it. They thought,
Yeah.
okay,